We are listening to Beyonce, who is the summer's hers. Let's just say it, summer renaissance. That is from her latest and her seventh now solo studio album. It did finally, you've been hearing about it for a while, but finally it was released at midnight last night. Renaissance Act 1, the first, a highly anticipated trilogy. And let's bring in friend of our show here, Mr. Mike Muse. We call this Act 1. Why go this route? It seems like we're about to get a whole lot more music from her.
As you said, it's the summer of Beyonce, and I think it's actually going to be the fall, spring, winter of Beyonce. So she's going to do this in 3 movements. So it's Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. And last night she dropped Act 1.
Okay, 7th solo album, but we waited 6 years for it. What's the idea behind the wait?
As you know, TJ, what really makes Beyonce really interesting is when she drops, as we've been waiting for the 7th, she shapes culture. She shifts culture. If you think about her 5th solo album with Beyonce, if you remember when she did that surprise drop on a Friday, remember, TJ, music used to come out on Tuesdays. So as a result of her doing that drop on a Friday, the music industry changed their process, and that's why we get music released on Fridays now because of Beyonce. So every time she drops, she creates really cultural movements, and undoubtedly she's doing the same thing with this album.
You've heard this whole album, you listened to it since it dropped last night. What excited you about this one that's going to be more than just, hey, that's just a nice song or something I can run to or dance to, but kind of shifts the message and the movement as you just talked about?
So the song we just heard is Cozy. And so what she's really doing is she's centering black culture back into house music. House music as we know it today has become so commercialized that you think white DJs from Europe. But you lose sight that house music was created in Chicago in the 1970s by DJ Knuckles, Frankie Knuckles, at a club called The Warehouse in Chicago. And so house was birthed from black lifestyle, black culture, black nightlife. And so what she's doing is she's centering blackness back into that fold with disco, with house, and really leaning into her blackness with that song Cozy by saying, I'm the blackest in the room.
How much of this is intentional versus just an evolution of her and her music and what she wants to create?
It's very intentional. Everything Beyonce does is intentional. It has a very social and cultural construct. Take, for example, the song Move. She has Grace Jones and Tim's. That comes from the whole black diaspora. Tim's from Nigeria, Grace Jones from Jamaica, Beyonce Black American, but that really comes from jungle music from London and British from the black British independent artists. It was revolutionary music. What we have now is drum and bass, which is gentrified jungle music. And so that's why she selected Grace Jones for that particular movement.
So it's not just music. She is giving a black music history lesson in a lot of ways in this album. Mike, it's always good to see you.
Good to see you,
been in the studio in a while.
It's been a minute, man.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.